Okay, now note, don't use the quotient rule every time you see a quotient. Sometimes it's easier to rewrite a quotient first to put it in a form that is simpler for the purpose of differentiation. So for instance, although it is possible to differentiate the function using the quotient rule, it is much easier to perform a division first and then write the function as the following. So if this was our example, then what we would do is then we can share the denominator, f of x, which is equal to 3x squared divided by x plus 2 times the square root of x over x. All right? Okay, and then we can simplify in the next step. So we would have f of x, which would then equal 3x plus this is 2 times x to the 1/2. And if we bring the denominator up, this is going to be x to the negative 1. Okay, now keep in mind here, since we have the same base, that means we have to add our exponents. So we're going to have to add 1 over 1 plus negative 1, which would be negative 2 over 2. And so therefore, that would give us x to the negative 1/2. So therefore, now we would have f of x, which is equal to 3x plus 2 times x to the negative 1/2. Okay, now if we wanted to take the derivative of this function, then it would be f prime of x, which is equal to 3 plus, this is going to be negative 1/2 times 2 times x to the negative 1/2 minus 1, or minus 2 over 2. And so therefore we would say that f prime of x would then equal 3. This is minus 2 over 2, which is minus x to the negative 3 over 2. So therefore, then if we want to simplify that a little further, we would have 3 minus 1 over x to the 3 over 2. So that could be the derivative. Or we would say 3 minus 1 over the square root of x cubed. And then if we wanted to, we can simplify and then rationalize the denominator. But the point of this is just to show you that rather than using the quotient rule, if instead of using the quotient rule, you can divide each term by the denominator to then find the derivative that way. Okay, so we summarize the differentiation formulas we have learned so far as follows. So here are the table of differentiation formulas. We have the derivative with respect to x of a constant is equal to 0. If we take the constant and multiply it by the function and take the derivative of that, we can factor out the constant and then take the derivative of f. Okay, f times g, which is the product rule, is f times g prime plus g times f prime. Okay, derivative with respect to x of x to the n is equal to n times x to the n minus 1. Okay, f plus g prime is equal to f prime plus g prime. Here's the quotient rule. We would say low d high minus high d low over low squared. The derivative with respect to x, e to the x, is equal to e to the x. And f minus g prime is equal to f prime minus g prime. So these are the table of differentiation formulas that you want to keep handy, especially when you're doing your assignments, so that you know how to approach any of the problems that have those specific formulas.